Hi Levi, hi Lila, it's Graham again, here to read you a story about a different dog, not Clifford, but a dog named Bitsy. You know Bitsy, remember Bitsy the rock? And the little Bitsy from over the kitchen sink? Ruff, 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 ruff. Bitsy in his doghouse? Her doghouse. Bitsy's a girl, I think. And Bitsy on her cushion on the steps. Well, this book was your daddy's book when he was a little boy, and I used to read this book to him all the time. And because of this book, when we got a dog, he named our dog Bitsy. And that's why this rock is Bitsy. So this book is called 5 Beds for Bitsy, and you can see it's so old. The page is coming apart because it's so old and I read it so many times. And here's the book, 5 Beds for Bitsy by Ian Munn. And here it is. It's a tiny book. Bobby was awake very early on the morning of his birthday. He jumped out of bed, threw on his robe, stepped into his slippers, and flew down the stairs. "Happy birthday!" shouted his mother and father together. And there on the breakfast table were 3 birthday packages. That would be exciting to get 3 birthday presents. "You may open one of them before you have your breakfast," said his mother. Which one's he gonna pick? Just as she said it, one of the packages started to fall over. Then it trembled, then it shook, then it yelped. How can a package yelp? What do you think's inside the package? "I'll open this one," cried Bobby, and he couldn't tear the paper off fast enough. Out came a green and red fruit basket, and sitting in the basket was a fat little wiggly black and white puppy. Bobby picked it up and held it against his cheek. "Aw, it's a cute puppy." "A dog of my very own," said Bobby. "What are you going to name it?" asked his father. Bobby thought a minute. "Is it a boy or a girl?" he said. "It's a girl." "What do you think Bobby is going to name his puppy?" "You think?" "Then," said Bobby, "she is such a little bitsy thing. I will call her Bitsy." Aw. That's how Bitsy came to live at Bobby's house. She was only 5 weeks old. It's harder with a tiny book. So she had to be fed milk at first, like a little baby. And being only a little baby, she got tired of playing every now and then and had to take a nap. Just like you guys. Every time she felt tired, she would hunt for the little green and red fruit basket. She would climb into it, roll up like a little ball, and go fast asleep. There she is in her basket, so snuggly and cozy. When night came, Bobby wrapped a hot water bottle in a towel to keep her warm, and Bitsy curled up beside it in that basket. She slept in her basket every night. Bobby and his mother and his father thought she would go on sleeping in it always. There she is. But one night Bitsy tried to get into her basket and she couldn't. So she sat down beside it and looked up at Bobby. "Why, she's grown too big for it," said Bobby's father. "See, she's bigger than that basket now. She's not going to be able to climb in." "You'd better let her have our picnic basket," said Bobby's mother. So the puppy went to bed in the picnic basket, and she had a fine picnic chewing it before she went to sleep. Is she chewing the basket? She is. She's on the floor in Bobby's room. By now, Bitsy had learned her own name, that it was naughty to chew up people's shoes, and that Bobby's bed was warmer than her own. But she had to sleep in the picnic basket until one night when she sat beside it and looked up at Bobby. And Bobby said, "Well, will you look at that? Bitsy is too big for the picnic basket now." Look at that. She's getting bigger. "She may have my market basket," said Bobby's mother. So that night, Bitsy went to bed in the market basket and had a fine time chewing it. When dogs are puppies, they like to chew things. And there she is chewing the market basket, and there's Bobby in his room. And still she kept on growing. Her blunt little puppy nose grew longer, and her spots on her legs grew bigger, and her hair grew curlier. One night she sat beside the market basket and looked up at Bobby. "What do you think's happening?" "Well, if she hasn't outgrown the market basket," said Bobby. "Look at that. She's too big for the market basket." "She may have my garden basket," said Bobby's father. "Look at that big basket." So that night, Bitsy slept in the garden basket, and every time she woke up, she chewed on it some more. There she is, still in Bobby's room, in the market basket. With every day, Bitsy seemed to get smarter. She learned to go downstairs by herself and speak for her supper, and to go walking with Bobby without getting between his feet. But she wasn't fat and cuddly anymore. One night she climbed into her garden basket and tried to curl up, but she couldn't seem to get comfortable and kept bumping her head on the handle. Finally, she sat up in it and looked up at Bobby sheepishly. Sleepily. Oops, not sheepishly. "Bitsy, don't tell me you're too big for the garden basket," said Bobby. "What do you think they're going to do? Where's Bitsy going to sleep?" Bobby's mother said, "I guess we'll have to let her have the clothes basket." So the clothes basket was tipped on its side, and Bitsy climbed into it and went straight to sleep. One night she sat beside that clothes basket and looked up at Bobby. "I never thought that in 6 months my tiny birthday puppy would be too big for the clothes basket," said Bobby. "You think they have any baskets that are big enough for Bitsy?" But Bitsy was too sleepy to wait for another basket. She just sprawled out on the rug and went right to dreamland. Because Bitsy was a big girl now, and she didn't need a basket anymore. Aw, there she is, sound asleep. And there's Bitsy. She went through 5 baskets, 5 beds for Bitsy. And there's our Bitsy, and there's our little Bitsy. What do you think of that story? Next time I'll go back to Clifford. But I thought Bitsy was a good one. All right. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Night-night, Bitsy. Love you guys. See you soon.